Now, why do we have to do all this? Well, let's go back, way back in the notes, all the way back to our irons. I'm gonna find them here. Here they are. So, if we were to assign oxidation numbers, because that's what we would have to do, this would be -2. To make this equal to 0, we would have x. So we got x plus -2 gives me 0. So iron here is +2. If we do the same thing over here, -2, this equals 0. We get 2x plus -6 equals to 0. And in this case, iron is +3. We have to show this difference in our name. And to do that, we use the Roman numeral corresponds to the charge. So in this case, we're going to put in brackets a Roman numeral 2. And that 2 is telling me that the iron is +2 in this compound. Now what would we use for the Roman numeral here? Well, iron is +3, so we would use a Roman numeral 3. And it's just telling me that this iron is +3 in compounds. That's why we need to use the stock system. Now the only time you have to use that stock system is with the transition elements. That's it. Because they can display different oxidation numbers. All right, so let's say we have CuSO4 and I want to name it. Okay. Well, this is my cation, so it would be copper. This is a polyatomic ion, and it's sulfate. Copper is a transition element. I must have a Roman numeral here. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out its oxidation numbers. So, well, so let's just go over here, CuSO4. There is no rule for copper, there is no rule for sulfur. We know that oxygen's -2. Sulfate is a polyatomic ion with a -2 charge. So everything in here has to equal -2. So we get x plus -8 equals -2. So x is equaling +6. Once I know that, I can make this x. This whole thing is going to equal 0. 1 times x is x. 1 times +6 is +6. 4 times -2 is -8. X equals +2. So copper is acting like +2. Whatever that number is the Roman numeral we use. So this would be copper 2 sulfate. Remember, the only time that you have to use these Roman numerals in the stock system is when you have a transition element. Okay, we're going to stop there. All right, you need to make sure that you're practicing all this stuff. All right, have a very good evening, and we will see you soon.